counting down the minutes to the first pitch of today's game.
Yes!
Who's in the starting lineup?
Come on, son, you got to get out there and take the mound. It's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude, you got to be willing to defend. You got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with Tommy Wortz on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome into the leadoff show, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up on all things Brewers Reds ahead of game number 3 today. Jose Quintana on the bump going up against Andrew Abbott. Couple of lefties in the game today between the Brewers and Reds in the series finale. 12:40 first pitch from Great American Ballpark. Game number 123 on the season. Keep adding to the record-breaking streak after 14 yesterday. What's the lineup look for the chance at 15?
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Yeah, thanks again to Lakeland University for being a part of the leadoff show. Experience it your way at lakeland.edu. For the Cincinnati Reds, TJ Friedl will lead things off. He is in center field. Spencer Steer, the first baseman, will bat second. Ellie De La Cruz, the shortstop, will bat third. Miguel Andujar is in left field, batting fourth. Austin Hayes, the DH, will bat fifth. Novelli Marte in right field will bat sixth. Jose Trevino, the catcher, will bat seventh. Ke'Bryan Hayes, the third baseman, bats eighth. Santiago Espinal, the second baseman, will bat ninth for Cincinnati. Now for the Milwaukee Brewers, leading things off, the man from yesterday at second base, Andrew Monasterio for Milwaukee. Caleb Durbin will bat second, play third base. William Contreras, the DH, will bat third. Christian Yelich in left field bats fourth. Andrew Vaughn at first base bats fifth. Back today from bereavement, Blake Perkins in center field will bat sixth. Danny Jansen, the catcher, bats seventh. Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, bats eighth. Brandon Lockridge rounds things out. He is the right fielder, batting ninth. Yes, Blake Perkins back up with the big league club now. Stuart Baroa optioned back down to AAA Nashville. Thank you for your service up here, Stuart. 2 games, threw a guy out at the plate. Good at-bats along the way. But Blake Perkins returning back now for Milwaukee after missing the last 2 games. Back in the lineup again today. And the Brewers continue now to just surprise is the wrong word. Inspire belief. Inspire belief. That's what you should be saying when you talk about the Milwaukee Brewers. Every way you think you can win a ball game, the Brewers have done it now over this stretch of 14 games and have been phenomenal for quite some time. We all know the numbers now. 29-4 in their last 33 games now for Milwaukee. The Brewers continued to show it off yesterday, finding new ways to win. Let's go over it on the Rewind.
Did you miss the last game? Did you miss what was said after the last game? It's time to rewind. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Quinn Priester going up against Zach Littell of Cincinnati, and Priester was bound to have another bounce-back outing after it happened last time when he gave up 6 or more runs in a contest. He continued it in this one. In the second inning, that's where we'll jump into things. Christian Yelich would ground out to second to lead off the inning. Andrew Vaughn flies out to center field. Caleb Durbin keeps things alive with a single. And do not, I repeat, do not make mistakes against the Brewers.
Bryce Terang hits one in the air to right. And it's over the head of Marte up against the wall. Durbin going to be sent around third. Terang stops at second. No throw, 1-0 Brewers as they take advantage of the misplay and right.
Highlights courtesy of FanDuel Sports Network. Good to hear Jeff Levering's voice again instead of whoever it was on Apple TV Plus. David Ross, I'm sorry you got fired, but broadcasting maybe not your calling, David Ross. 1-0 in favor of Milwaukee after that Terang double, and Priester set down his first 9. Brewers set a franchise record of 32 consecutive batters retired through the 3 innings, and then plus the 23 outs from last night's or 2 nights ago's game now for Milwaukee. Jumping ahead, Priester continuing to do well, goes into the 6th inning, but then gives up 2 solo homers to Ke'Bryan Hayes and Spencer Steer in the 6th. He would be pulled for Aaron Ashby, who came in lights out, locked things down for Milwaukee. But the Brewers offense struggling throughout the contest now. In the 9th inning, it was 2-1 in favor of Cincinnati. Bryce Terang draws a leadoff walk. Tyler Black would draw another walk. Now 2 runners on. Brandon Lockridge would pop out. It moved over the runner Terang, but however, that's when we saw this double play that should have been a double play, but Euchre magic.
On the ground to second, 1. First, no, gets by Steer. Here comes Terang, and this game is tied. Ellie De La Cruz wound up and fired a dart that got by Steer, and the Brewers tied the game.
I don't know. I was watching this game, and I just couldn't even be surprised. It's just what Milwaukee has been doing now all of the month of August, finding ways to apply pressure. Abner Uribe comes in, pitches a clean 9th inning after allowing 1 base runner. We saw then William Contreras give some help with the man on second base to start the 10th inning. The Brewers would take the lead again.
And a base hit through the left side. They'll hold Siegler as the ball gets away from Fraley. Here comes Siegler to score. Contreras is into second base.
Into second base goes Contreras after Fraley rolls the ankle. He was then DFA'd today by Cincinnati. A very weird move by the Reds. Obviously, stress being applied all over in Cincinnati right now, and that led to Fraley being off the Major League Ball Club after today. Jose Trevino would strike out, but then a ground rule double from Ke'Bryan Hayes would tie things up in the bottom part of the 10th. Able to get out of it is Trevor McGill. In the 11th, Bryce Terang would reach on a bunt single, a beautiful, beautiful bunt single. Then Tyler Black was up. Oh, wait, no. Pinch hitter Andrew Monasterio.
Fly ball, deep left, Monasterio, out of here. What else is new for the Milwaukee Brewers? Someone new stepping up, night in and night out.
Wow, I mean, Andrew Monasterio, that hit was incredible. Could not believe it. This is pandemonium right now in Milwaukee. The Brewers would have Nick Mears come in. He would give up a sacrifice fly to bring Ellie De La Cruz home and then a homer to Noelvi Marte. But 6-5, the final in the contest. Milwaukee would hang on. They win their 14th straight game. Trevor McGill picks up the victory. Nick Mears, his first professional save. Now the Brewers set a franchise record with 14 consecutive victories. The longest streak now of a season is any time from when the Brewers would have, the Brewers have a 16-game winning streak if it goes season to season, but it's the most they've ever had in a singular season. On top of that, it's the longest streak we have seen in the majors now since 2022. The Brewers are clicking on all cylinders right now and finding new ways to win day in and day out. And we need an excuse to play this one more time.
That baby is a grand slam home run.
What was the big hit of the last game for the Crew? Who hit it? It's time for the drive of the game. It's the leadoff show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM. The Fan.
Fly ball, deep left, Monasterio, out of here. What else is new for the Milwaukee Brewers? Someone new stepping up, night in and night out.
Andrew Monasterio, just his second homer of the year, 6th homer of his career. What a moment for Andrew Monasterio to live that up during this incredible run. wears number 14, wins the game for the 14th consecutive victory now. Andrew Monasterio, drive of the game. He spoke to the media after as well. Here is the hero from last night's contest, Andrew Monasterio.
Andrew, tell us that feeling when the ball leaves your bat.
Amazing. It's an amazing feeling. So part of this game is take advantage of the other team. So like I take advantage of that hanging pitch. So like that was happening.
And that's what the team did all night, isn't it? Take advantage of things that happen in the game to score runs.
Yeah. So my approach was like go to the other way, but like at the same time be ready for reaction. So reaction to the hanging pitch and like that's an amazing feeling, to be honest. Yeah.
Of all the swings, of all the homers, of all the hits in your life, where does that one rank?
Yeah, that's amazing. Also, like Sophia said, like we say a franchise record, like 14 winning streaks or number 14. So that's something like that's something like only like like God, universe, something happened like that. I wasn't ready for for 14 to 14 to that match. So like Sophia tell me that's something like that's amazing.
Does this feel kind of crazy?
A little bit, but like at the same time, I was ready for it, So like I was anticipating for that. So Pat Murphy asked me to be ready for like 3-4 times. I think that was the 5th time he asked me to be ready during the game, So like he asked me, I think when in the 7th, like you ready for a big moment? I said, of course, yeah. But like I didn't know it was gonna happen like this, You never know it's gonna happen like that way it happens.
Mona, usually, it's a hard spot. You usually don't have success in that spot, right?
Yeah.
And so how good does it feel when you have that moment, right? It's a 3-run homer and you win the game.
Very good, pretty good. So it's pretty good. Like right now, like I don't know what kind of word I have to say. But it's pretty good. It's amazing. It's a good feeling. Help the team win. And like this is a pretty humble team. 14 game winning streak, so like we're ready to compete tomorrow and win. Become like make it 15. So like those 14 wins, that happened in the past. So now like we move forward.
Now we move forward. Andrew Monasterio, after the 3-run pinch hit homer, it was the first pinch hit homer all season. You got to go back to last year. Gary Sanchez, the last pinch hit homer for the Milwaukee Brewers. Andrew Monasterio gets in on the action yesterday. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up all things Brewers Reds ahead of the series finale today. Jose Quintana going up against Andrew Abbott of Cincinnati. First pitch at 12:40 Central today. Quinn Priester now as well. All the number 14s that you can throw out there, right? Andrew Monasterio wears number 14. The Brewers have won 14 in a row. Bob Uecker, 14 career homers. Kind of weird, right? Well, they've won 14 straight starts of Quinn Priester now as well. His final line yesterday, Quinn Priester, 5 1/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, both coming in that 6th inning in which he allowed 2 solo homers to Ke'Bryan Hayes and to Spencer Steer. He spoke after as well. And really, you can't have this season right now without Quinn Priester, with how great he has been. Obviously, during this streak, hasn't really been his most perfect stuff we've seen. Last outing, got blown up. This outing, bounces back very nicely. Here is Quinn Priester after the game.
Quinn, have you ever seen anything like this?
No. Maybe like when my 11U team went 49-0, but that's pretty much it.
Wait, really?
I think it's something like that. It was actually kind of fun, but not as fun as this. And I mean, just give us a chance, and it seems like guys take every advantage.
I think if you went 49 more, you're in a pretty good spot.
Wouldn't be mad.
Is it like when you go down? Is it a different feeling than when you go down in a game 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
Yeah, it's just like this feeling of like, so what? Like we play 9 innings. We don't play 6 today. We don't play 2 innings as of yesterday. We play 9 innings, and we've just been giving ourselves every opportunity And then certainly when we get extra opportunities, we seem to take advantage every single time. And like there is a point where it's like, man, like someone's just it's just baseball. Like someone's gonna pop out to somewhere and then get another opportunity and just take advantage of it. And I feel like that's been the biggest part of this streak that we've been on. And a big part of the difference is like we take advantage of those mistakes.
But how about Mona coming through there and the way that sort of summarizes the streak and kind of this team so far, just getting the contributions from everybody?
Yeah, certainly like that next man up mentality. It's like you get your opportunity, like it's time to, go and make a big swing, make a big pitch. I mean, it's when guys are getting their opportunities, we're not timid, that's for sure.
Quinn, I mean, your consistency has been a big part of this winning streak too. What did you feel just about your stuff tonight and how you competed getting into the sixth?
Yeah, I was really proud of 5 innings. Had tons of help with Joey's incredible back there, and Bill called a great game and then ran into some trouble. Want to be clear in the sixth. With this stretch that we're on, every inning is going to matter in terms of saving our bullpen and certainly want to do my job better in that sense. However, as long as I feel I keep within 3 runs, the way this offense has been playing and the way our bullpen's been throwing the ball, I'm like, hey, I at least gave us a chance today. I didn't lose us the game, and so that's I guess that's where the focus is. We're going to learn from that last inning and what went wrong, what we could have done a little bit differently, and how we get better for the next one, and also reflect and be proud of the first 5. But ultimately, it's the whole game that matters. So clean up that last 2 or the last couple hitters there, and a little bit happier, but I shoot and as happy as you can be with all the wins.
Your next assignment is a big one. We've been looking at it for weeks. Does it have a little less juice? What
do you mean?
Playing the Cubs, this Cubs series coming up?
Oh, no. I feel like the spot we're in, we're playing just hard baseball every day. It's certainly, first 2 teams in the division, they're a really good team. They always deserve and earn respect, everywhere in the league. But right now, I feel like we're just focused on the next, the next out, the next pitch. And yeah, it's every series is going to be a big series because we're going to look at the end of the year and pick out a couple games that, hey, I wish we would have won those. So they all matter. And I know it's a cliche, but it just doesn't really matter right now. Whoever we go against, we're going to play our game. We're going to do what we can control and then, hopefully be on the winning end regardless of, the color in the box.
There is Quinn Priester speaking after the game yesterday. His line, again, one more time, 5 1/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk for Quinn Priester yesterday. Love his response. And again, stop asking about the future for this team. They are focused on so many other things other than the Chicago Cubs, it feels like. And that's with any team coming up in the future. They care about the next pitch, as you just said. They care about the next day, the next team they play. They can't think farther than that. After that game is over, it's all about the next game, the next inning. I love the mindset from the team. Manager Pat Murphy speaking after as well. Here is what he had to say after the 6-5 victory over Cincinnati yesterday.
To have his moment tonight
That's
on
special.
the first pitch, no less.
Yeah, you pull for guys like Mona who do whatever you ask. He's played every first, second, short, third, left field. He'd do anything we ask. And he was with us all last year and deserved to be and did a lot of great things. And he didn't start the season here, but then got a chance to come up, and he's been great ever since, filling in anywhere. And, seeing him get this big hit tonight it's huge. Really, really happy for him.
If you look up and down the roster in this 14-game stretch, that's kind of how it's been, right? Every single guy has won a game or seriously contributed.
You think about the contributors in today's game. It wasn't the normal Vaughn, Yelich, Frelick deal. You know what I mean? And Churio's not here. Collins and Perkins aren't here. So think about it. That's the top 6 position players. And it was Mona, it was Ortiz's defense, it was Terang, it was, the pitching, it was Durbin, it's William coming through the big hit. Ashby and Uribe and Koenig throwing unbelievable. Priester had a great start, man. He hit a wall, but he still pitched good enough in the sixth to win. He was dominant early. This is a good team over there. They're in contention, and to come to their field, it's pretty special. And we got another one tomorrow morning, so can't think about it too much. But boy,
Murph, and then stuff happens like the ball gets over the right fielder's head. De La Cruz skips a ball pass first. The left fielder falls down. Is that like just putting on pressure? Is that kind of how you chalk up?
No, I mean that happens to us too. I mean it happens every team. There's things that happen in games. And you think back to remember the San Diego game last year when, they must have got 5 or 6 scratch hits that just didn't happen. Well, look at yesterday when DL Hall was giving up bleeder after bleeder after bleeder. It's baseball, and you got to be able to roll with it and respond and roll and respond. And our guys keep responding, and we're very fortunate to come away with a victory tonight. We had every reason to the game to be over, but they have to respond to it now. That's every team's plight is, how do you respond to the misfortune? How do you respond to things not bouncing your way? We've been very fortunate. We've had things happen for us. Now, we've been plagued by injuries all year, and you could say early on, no one was hit by injuries. There's only 9 players. Is there 9 players or 8? I think there's 8 players on our team right now that were on the opening day roster, something like that. Maybe less. I don't know. So it's like we went through a lot of stuff early and responded, and that's every team's job, to respond to adversity, because 162, 6 months, you're going to have swoons, you're going to have bad times, and it's the nature. Everybody can beat everybody. Look at the scoreboard every night.
How was your heart in the 9th inning on some of those?
My heart?
In the last one.
I got a scan coming up, so I don't really know how my heart is, but I wasn't worried about my heart in the 9th inning. I was worried about the players.
What about, the ability for you guys to put the ball in play and force things to happen, and forcing another 3 errors tonight and capitalizing on those? How much has that also just been part of what you guys have been able to do?
Well, it's part of our identity, to put it in play, attempt a bunt, fake a bunt. Now, again, a bunt played a huge role tonight, right, with Terang getting that bunt down. So those are things that were a threat to do that, and then we stole a couple bases, I think. I don't remember, but I think we did. And, those are all little parts of the game, but you got to play solid defense no matter what other teams are doing, and you got to run the bases.
Maybe you really had another bunt hit, too.
Right. That was unbelievable, man. Hayes was great tonight, man. He wanted a great pickup for the Reds. Like, just a great-natured kid. He's one of the best defenders. He's been overshadowed because of Arenado, but you want to talk about an incredible defender, and he's showing you what he can do offensively. And I think Tito will get a ton out of him, and I think he's an incredible pickup for the Reds. It hurts my heart that they did that, you know what I mean? Because you want to talk about my heart. That's when I heard they signed Hayes. I love the player,
Murph, I don't know if you're able to step back and view a little bigger picture here, but to win 14 games in a row, something that has never happened in a season in this franchise's history.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be part of it. I'm a small part of it, but I'm grateful. And that's the group we got, a bunch of hungry guys, and that's all I can keep saying, because, it's what it is. And guys that come and want to win and want to play. And there are a lot of cliffhangers, a lot of guys that are hanging on to the big leagues. You come to this game today and you watch, Ortiz get pinch hit for, and he'll be back tomorrow making unbelievable plays. It's undaunted, They just keep coming. The guys we're doing it with, a lot of people have never heard of. Quinn Priester, they never heard of Monasterio, I'll guarantee you. Ashby had another huge impact on the game. Uribe again. Koenig, unsung. And McGill. It's the first time McGill's given up anything, and wouldn't have without the runner at second, right? So, yeah.
Mears, that was his first save.
First career save.
First career save.
Special.
Sounds like Pat Murphy thought it was very special. There is the manager, Pat Murphy, speaking to the media after the game. That audio courtesy of FanDuel Sports Network. The other interviews courtesy Adam McCalvey on Twitter. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you. Just getting done wrapping up yesterday's magical game, I guess. But I'm not surprised anymore. Every day, this team has a chance. Every day, this team is going out and playing better than the team they are playing against. Simple as that. There's not much analysis to it. The Reds, they gave up the game, probably. They did. Right fielder misses the Turang double. Ellie De La Cruz throwing it away. The left fielder falls down when William Contreras gets the single. That's 3 runs right there. They gave away the game. But the Brewers don't play sloppy. And they make the other team play sloppy every night at this point. Truly incredible from the Milwaukee Brewers. Coming up, we're going to talk to Drew Wagner at 12:15 today, presented by Focus Baseball. Get you some insight on what's going on from Cincinnati. We have Luis Olmos over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Was unable to join us yesterday, but he will come back on today, pinch hitting for Austin Herdina to get you some of the best bets and then get you caught up on everything happening over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook day in and day out. Cannot wait to get to him. We'll do that after the break. It is the leadoff show live from the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Let's get the latest on today's odds for the game. What's the best way to go? Let's check in with our expert from the Potawatomi Sportsbook to find out. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome back to the Leadoff Show. Tommy Wortz here with you, other side of the 12 o'clock hour now. Before we get over to Luis Olmos over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, let me run down Milwaukee's lineup one more time for you guys here today. Andrew Monasterio at second base will lead things off. Caleb Durbin at third base will bat second. William Contreras, the DH, will bat third. Christian Yelich in left field bats fourth. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Blake Perkins returns. He is in center field batting sixth. Danny Jansen, the catcher, will bat seventh. Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, bats eighth. Brandon Lockridge rounds things out. He is the right fielder batting ninth. Joining the show now in place of our guy Austin Herdina for the week, he's the senior media manager over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. I believe was on this show before Austin even. I think he was on episode 2 of this. Luis Olmos on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices, joining the Leadoff Show now. Luis, how we doing today, my friend?
Doing well. How are you guys doing today?
Very good.
Looking forward to hopefully getting 16.
Yeah, 15 would be awesome today. Super excited to hear Milwaukee back. 14 yesterday was incredible. Luis, they just keep doing this every day now. There's really nothing to report anymore. The Brewers are just better than the team they play every single day.
I think you said it best the other day, right? It's we need to stop just being surprised at this point, right? No more being surprised that they won or that they did this or that. It's just a complete team. You know, even when you have a guy like Monasterio hitting Barry Bonds like bombs in extra innings yesterday, it's just like everybody steps up. Everybody steps up, and it's amazing to see.
It's incredible right now. I love what we're seeing out of Milwaukee. This team right now, 78-44. It's the most games, 34 games they've been over 500 in franchise history. They're going for another streak of the longest win streak on the road. They've won 9 straight on the road now as well. Things are going all in favor of Milwaukee. Luis Olmos joining us from the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Get you some of the betting odds courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Today, however, Milwaukee looks like maybe the betting odds favoring Cincinnati. They think the streak might come. You get plus 102 on the Brewers. You have the Reds at plus 1.5 on the run line, and the over-under set at 9 in this one. What are you looking at, Luis, from your most popular bets or any other bets to get a parlay going for the people today?
Yeah, look, I get it. Andrew Abbott is good, right? He's probably the Reds ace, and he's been pitching well lately, but it's half-past criminal to not take the Brewers' money line. Until they tell us otherwise, we're riding the Brewers' money line, and we're going to parlay that with a couple of total bases today. Christian Yelich over 1.5 total bases, and I like Danny Jansen over 1.5. I feel like he hasn't had that kind of signature moment in a Brewer uniform just yet. You know, some of these guys that they brought over have, and I feel like today's Danny Jansen's data, maybe get that double, right? That scores a run or two when they need it the most. So I like Danny Jansen over 1.5, Yelich over 1.5 total bases. Brewers money line getting you plus 700 odds there.
Plus 700 odds courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Brewers money line over 1.5 total bases for both Christian Yelich and for Danny Jansen. And I love that you did that, because I was going to ask about his odds today, because it does seem like he is really just the last guy to need a moment on this team. After Monasterio gets it yesterday, we've seen Siegler come in, stretch singles into doubles, do his thing on the defensive side. Jansen obviously was meant to be a backup catcher when he came over, and Contreras has been on fire. Can't take him out of the lineup. Now I like that you have some faith that, you know what, why not another person just become the hero the next day, Luis?
It's kind of just you move it down, and Jansen has some pop right. He had 11 home runs with the Rays before he was traded over here. So I think today's the day, right? He's facing a lefty, tough lefty at that. But I think today's the day he pops something or has a little double to put the Brewers up.
That would be awesome. Incredible. Luis, how was the atmosphere yesterday for UFC 319? The 2 fights before the main event ending in spinning back elbow knockouts, which I think were just the 9th and 10th ever in the history of the UFC. And then Chimaev just dominating in that last fight.
absolutely dominating there. And yeah, I don't, if you had those two fights by knockout, right, you were a happy camper because those two spinning back fists were absolutely vicious. And there was a reason Chimaev was a favorite going into that fight. And his wrestling really showed out yesterday. And there's a reason he's kind of become who he is in such a quick period of time. I'm not a huge fan of those fights, right? They're a little boring when you kind of lay on a guy for 20 minutes or so. But hey, that's how he became.
The total strike stat of like the most total strikes landed in a fight totally weighted on that fight yesterday.
Which coming off of electric knockouts back to back, and then it's just kind of a takedown fest. A little disappointing, but hey, that's how you win championships.
Absolutely, indeed. Luis, what else is coming up over at Potawatomi that people should know about? I know you guys got the shuttles working all year now for the rest of the year, and I know there's got to be more UFC coming up in the future.
More UFC coming up, but it's Sunday, and Sunday means Sunday Feast at Dream Dance for 2. And I think I'm about to make the listeners' mouths water a little bit when I tell you that. For 2 people, you're going to get 2 fresh Caesar salads, a 32-ounce bone-in ribeye, 2 5-ounce lobster tails, served with whipped butter mashed potatoes, charred asparagus, and then we're going to get you some chocolate cake and a bottle of wine, all for $120. So if you're looking for dinner tonight, right, it's a little warm out, there's some storms, maybe your basement flooded and you just need to get out, come on down to Potawatomi. $120 for 2 people. You're not going to get that anywhere else. So if you're getting the Sunday scaries a little bit, NFL hasn't started yet, just come on down to Dream Dance. $120 for that. A 32-ounce ribeye, you kidding me? You're taking money from us at that point.
Yeah. Luis, what are you doing tonight? I mean, that sounded delicious on the other end of this, even just in general. And Luis, I know they got fantasy football still going around. People still getting their reservations in for that to get their drafts hosted at the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Yeah, those are going quick. So if you want to host your draft, go to Potawatomi.com and go to the events tab. There's going to be a form you fill out, but what you get there, the drinks, the food spread, and just being able to have your draft up in the skybox, right? Yeah. You can't beat that. So fill out that form. Somebody from the Potawatomi team, from Austin's team is going to reach out to you pretty quickly. But yeah, they're filling up fast. So if you want to have your draft, fill that out ASAP because the season's really only 2 weeks away at this point. So you're going to want to get those dates in quick.
Absolutely. One more time, the parlay for the people. Brewers money line, Christian Yelich and Danny Jansen over 1.5 total bases. It'll pay plus 700 courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Luis, have a good rest of your day. Happy Sunday. We'll do it again tomorrow, my friend.
Let's do it twice tomorrow. Have a good one.
There he is, Luis Olmos over there at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Jumps off the fan guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
The key to building a winner in baseball is a strong minor league system. Who are the names we should know? How did they play in their last game? It's time for Building a Winner. Ironworkers Local 8 brings you Building a Winner. Skip the debt. Learn a trade. Apply now at iwl8.org. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM. The Fan.
Yes, time for another Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8. Thanks again to Ironworkers Local 8 for being a part of the leadoff show like all season long. I know we have like a rotator of bumps. I love that when that one comes on. For specifically the barrel. I have no idea. I don't create these images. Shout out McD for making those as well. Get a little Sunday shout out for John McDonough. Why not? Let's get to what happened around in the minor leagues yesterday. I don't want anyone to panic, but could this team be getting better in the future?
Nashville Sounds.
Nashville yesterday falls to the Durham Bulls 7-5. However, on rehab assignment for the second consecutive day, Jake Bowers, another homer. He went 2 for 4 yesterday, 2 runs driven in. Jefferson Cuero as well, Brewers' top catching prospect, continuing to move up the ranks now. 2 for 4 yesterday, had 2 RBIs in the contest. However, they do fall to Durham. Nashville now 64-53 on the season, looking to wrap things up with Carlos Rodriguez on the bump today.
Biloxi Shuckers.
Biloxi yesterday, they picked up the victory 13-3 over the Columbus Clingstones. Cooper Pratt has been on an absolute tear right now. He homered again for, I believe, the 3rd time in August now. And Blake Burke, who just moved up and has been unreal right now at the AA level for the Biloxi Shuckers since moving up to Double-A. Blake Burke in his stretch. He has 13 games. He is batting .340 with a 1099 OPS in that time. Blake Burke making the adjustment very nicely with the Biloxi Shuckers. Brett Retrowski picked up the victory as well in the game. Luis Lara, keep bringing him up too. He was 3 for 4. Matthew Wood, 3 for 4, had 3 runs driven in. A really great day overall for the Biloxi Shuckers.
Wisconsin Timber Rattlers.
Timber Rattlers kind of lay an egg yesterday. Ryan Pritchard was pitching for them. 7-0, they lose to the Great Lakes Loons. However, Jesus Made picks up another hit. He's batting .366 right now with High A Wisconsin during this time. Andrew Fisher 0 for 4 yesterday. Nothing to show from Luis Pena or Marco Dinges either. Dinges did draw 3 walks in the contest, but nothing more from that as the Timber Rattlers fall. They are now 50-61 on the season.
Carolina Mudcats.
Mudcats yesterday also losing now, and they are in danger of messing up some more postseason opportunities as they has not really been able to carry anything over since Made and Pena have moved up. Braylon Payne was 1 for 4 in the contest. Eric Batanti picked up a victory as well, but not really going great. I think they've lost 4 straight now since the move for Made and Pena to be moved up. You lose your top 2 best players. I completely understand why things are going sideways, but it has not gone well for the T-Rats since those 2 have moved up. Dominican Summer League yesterday, Gold Team loses to the Blue Cubs. Ugh, always hate that no matter what it is. And the Blue Team wins over the DSL Reds as well, 12-7. Gold Team now is at 25-29. Blue Team at 28-24. This Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8, building Milwaukee's future one beam at a time. One thing we always do here on the leadoff show on Sundays, I love Sundays. They're just my favorite day of the week, I think. Just low pressure, day baseball, the Sunday standings, right? And every week we do this, and the Brewers have not lost now for 2 weeks, so you know it's going to really benefit Milwaukee at this point. 78-44, the best record in baseball by 5 games at least across the rest of the stages now. They have a 9-game lead over the Chicago Cubs, who are 69-53. 15 games now above Cincinnati, who sit at 64-60 after they lost the last 2 games now to Milwaukee. They also have added playoff odds. The Brewers have above a 99.9% chance to make the postseason, it says, according to the ESPN playoff generator, whatever it is. The Cardinals are 61-63, 18 games back. The Pirates 52-72, 27 games back of Milwaukee right now. Other teams to note: Philadelphia leading 70-53, 5 games up on the New York Mets. The Dodgers are reclaiming the title in the NL West, 70-53. The Padres just 1 game back, 69-54. Quickly in the American League, the Tigers are atop of the American League with the Blue Jays. Blue Jays actually a half a game up, 73-51 versus the Tigers at 73-52. Blue Jays up by 5 games over the Red Sox in their division. Tigers up by 8.5 over Cleveland in their division. Houston and Seattle going back and forth as well in the American League West, as the Astros currently have a 1.5 game lead over the Mariners. Coming up, we're going to talk to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, pick his brain on what's going on today as the Brewers look to wrap things up in Cincinnati before they head to Chicago. It is the leadoff show, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
What's the latest on the crew? Let's go inside the clubhouse with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports on the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. Inside the Clubhouse is brought to you by Focus Baseball. Sign your kids up now for July open tryouts at focusbaseball.com, ages 6 to 17.
Welcome back to the Leadoff Show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get over to Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports, Milwaukee's lineup one last time today. Andrew Monasterio at second base will lead things off. Caleb Durbin at third base will bat second. William Contreras, the DH, will bat third. Christian Yelich, the left fielder, bats fourth today. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat fifth. Blake Perkins in center field will bat sixth. Danny Jansen, the catcher, batting seventh. Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, batting eighth. Brandon Lockridge rounds things out. He is the right fielder, batting ninth. Joining the show now, as he does each and every day, you can follow his work at Forbes Sports. Follow him on Twitter at @ByAndrewWagner on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. It is Drew Wagner joining us here. Happy Sunday, Mr. Wagner. How are we?
Happy Sunday.
Yes. Now, Drew, did you think that when you signed up to be on this show, we could really just find zero motive to be negative for 2 weeks straight in August because the Brewers would win 14 now, a franchise record, 14 consecutive games?
Yeah, I didn't have that one on my bingo card, Tommy. I'm pretty good at finding negatives, and I'm struggling right now. I'm struggling.
Yeah, it's tough right now because Milwaukee, even yesterday, Drew, right? The bats go cold. It's 2-1 heading into the ninth inning. And then what other way for Milwaukee to find a way to claim a victory? It's Sal Frelick busting it down the line. It's Elly De La Cruz, who knows he has a really strong arm, but probably doesn't have a chance to get Sal at first base. And he just tried to make a play that wasn't there. And the Brewers just take advantage of every mistake you make in a game, Drew.
That's pretty much it. And you kind of hit the nail right on the head. Make a play that wasn't there. You know, that's what the Brewers style forces teams into doing. I think not having Andrew Monasterio blasting a 3-run jack is probably the standout thing of the year. You know, we always talked about Ned Yost's big home run against the Red Sox during that run in '82. Mona's home run yesterday might be right up there with it.
What is that moment like for a guy like Andrew Monasterio, and what does he mean to this team? Because, you know, it's really the first chance anyone who wasn't truly connected gets to see who Andrew Monasterio is. He gets the post-game interview. He gets the media availability after. But, you know, he's kind of the 26th man on this team, and he has been awesome in his last, 7 games for Milwaukee and really has been a part of that next man up mentality for them, Drew.
Yeah, he had that multi-hit game against Washington earlier in the month, and then basically went in the cooler after that. I think he had 4 plate appearances since. I mean, it's just incredible how every single guy is getting a chance and making the most of it and competing and contributing when they absolutely need it.
They needed it from Andrew Monasterio yesterday. The Bryce Terang bunt single right beforehand, the 3-run jack. Drew, how good has the bullpen really been during this stretch, too? Because yesterday, again, after coming in, Ashby locks it down in the 6th inning. Was just so massive to get that out of him. Uribe's been moved around. McGill's been going out and trying to win games, and he had to come out in the 10th. And then Nick Mears even picking up his first career save. They're so flexible, they're so adaptable, and they're nails every time they go out, Drew.
Yeah, they are really pitching right now. Listen, we've talked about those guys. Those guys have been running on fumes going into the stretch. Those guys need a breather. It's helped that you've gotten some long performances from your starters. It's helped that you had guys come in and take up some bulk, giving those guys even just a day here and there. It's going to get a lot harder now. You're in a really big stretch with a lot of games in a row. But the way that they have pitched has been top-notch.
That's about the extent, Drew, of Pat Murphy looking ahead, right? They never look ahead, really, but they do on a rest day type scenario. And looking at the lineup today, that even goes more into, Monasterio leads it off. They're giving Terang the day off because they would assume they want him for those 5 games against Chicago. They got Durbin up there batting second in the order, even giving Contreras a blow behind the plate. But to talk about tomorrow, and the second game of that doubleheader is still to be determined right now. Are all things pointing to Chad Patrick being the guy who gets the bump tomorrow night?
Kind of seems that way. I mean, he would line up for that pretty well. His last outing was Tuesday for Nashville, so it seems pretty logical that he's the 27th man and he'll start that game, which would make sense, and you feel good about your chances there. Yeah, you got to give these guys a break. You got to give them a rest. It'd be nice to continue the streak, but you got to give your key guys a day off. And listen, the Brewers have proven that anybody can step up in these situations. We've heard people complain about the Sunday lineup. I believe they rallied from a 5-0 deficit against the Mets with the Sunday lineup. So anything can happen. These guys have proven that they're all capable of getting it done.
Drew Wagner joining us from Forbes Sports. Follow him on Twitter @byAndrewWagner. Drew, let's talk about today's game a little bit. Jose Quintana on the bump. Another guy who's just been so steady all year, Drew, and I think he's kind of solidifying himself as the number 5. I don't anticipate him maybe being a guy who is going to pitch in a playoff game, at least start a playoff game. If he does, it'll be probably a game 2 or a game 3 to give a guy a rest. But how great is his, veteran presence for the young pitchers on this team? I feel like we've heard Miz has picked his brain and Priester has picked his brain, but Quintana just being a guy who has been available now pretty much since the second week of April, and then now to come out and just really eat innings all year. How valuable is it to have a veteran guy in that role that they have Quintana now for the Brewers?
I mean, it's immeasurable. You need that, especially right now, especially today. You couldn't think of a better guy to go in there. He'll go in and battle. If he's going to give you 6, maybe 7, that's huge. That one extra inning, giving your middle guys a day, that's big because chances are you're not going to have McGill today. You're not going to have your rebate today, Koenig today. That bullpen's a little depleted right now.
And Drew, also with DL Hall being out right now too, does that also maybe have Quintana with a longer leash today because Ashby pitching yesterday? Like, even if things were to go a little sideways, could you see they're going to make Quintana go out and pitch 4 no matter what kind of thing?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Quintana's going to have to be the guy for a while today. He may have to wear it a little bit if things do go south, but you pretty much are confident that it's not.
Yeah.
He's proven that he can do it.
Yeah, stop being surprised, Drew. Just start believing at this point. It's what I'm going to keep saying the entire season, because the Brewers have the best record in baseball by a lot. They have the best record in the division by a lot. And Drew, the best thing they keep doing is I don't even think they care at all about the Cubs, even tomorrow. Maybe they have some thought that, yeah, Chad might be the guy to come up and start, but really the best thing they continue to do every day, Drew, they just think of today. They think of the next pitch. They think of the next inning, and they have showcased that. What do they have, 8 comeback victories during this 14-game stretch, Drew? They do not care about tomorrow. All they're focused on is today. Yeah,
that's the incredible thing. And you remember early in the season, you and I were talking, and you brought the number up about what happens if they fall behind and how many runs they need to score, and the numbers were atrocious. And here they are, just coming back every single day. It's not ideal. You definitely just want to jump out there and take the lead early. That's been the Brewers' formula for success, but they've proven that no deficit's too big for them.
Drew, I can't remember, and I'll have to surf around Twitter, but you remember how terrible the number was. When the opponents score first now, the Brewers are now 24-30 on the season. And I think it was something like they had single digits and 25 losses last time we checked at this. They just win every time. Now, it doesn't matter if you score first or they score first. When they have scored first in a game, they're 54-14, and which is pretty much the stretch they've been on since May 25th or whatever it is anyway. Drew Wagner joining us here. Drew, have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your Sunday, and we'll do it again tomorrow a couple of times, all right?
Sound good.
There he is, Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, joining us on the leadoff show on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
How does the Crew win today's game? Who needs to step up? Let's find out with the keys to the game. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
I don't even know what to do with this segment anymore. I could say anything, and it's looked very smart for the last 2 weeks. And I don't know where else to point other than just next man up, right? Top of the order, Mona and Caleb Durbin. You're going to get the most ABs today. And I like the Danny Jansen pick as well from Luis Olmos over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It's kind of the last guy, it feels like, that needs to have that aha moment during this stretch. And the Brewers have proven that doesn't matter who it is, someone's going to come up in the big moment when they need it. Let's talk those three guys. Andrew Monasterio, Caleb Durbin, Danny Jansen. Keys to the game today. That's going to do it for us here at The Fan. Tomorrow, some programming to update you on, as tomorrow is the doubleheader between the Cubs and the Brewers. We will have two leadoff shows during that stretch. 1:20 first pitch tomorrow from Wrigley, and then 7:05 is the second game start. Again, we're assuming that tomorrow's opener is Freddie Peralta to start the game, but then in game two, Chad Patrick probably being the likely culprit to come up from Nashville to be the 27th man and get the start for Milwaukee. Leadoff show, like I said, two of them tomorrow, so be locked in, ready to go. Have a great rest of your Sunday, everyone. Live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 up in the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Don't forget, send them home.